Hi everybody, I just wanted to do you a video, a comparison video between the Ego Z6 56 volt battery mower compared to my Husqvarna 42 inch. It's a Z4217. Now I've had the Husqvarna for about 14 years now. The 42 stands for the 42 inch deck and the 17 stands for a 17 horse engine. Now the single 17 horse engine ran fine for years, didn't give us any problems, very noisy, loads of power, but it was getting a bit tired, so I changed that engine for a V-twin 20 horse engine, which now this, for all the mowers we've had, it's the best engine we've had for picking up grass in the wet. Loads of torque, very low revving, very quiet. But as you know, I've been trying to go down the battery route for the zero, excuse me, I've been drinking some beer, the zero emissions and you know, carbon neutral. So I bought myself the Z6, as the Americans say. I'm still waiting for my bagging kit to arrive, which is my grass collection system that we would say in the UK. Now the comparison of the two mowers is they're virtually exactly the same apart from the power source. They're both 42 inch, both zero turn, both pressed steel decks. Now the pressed steel deck on that one, you know, it's lasted, we do clean it out all the time, and every year we scrape it right out and give it a coat of paint underneath. Look after it, don't leave it full of crap. That deck's worth fine. I know the Americans are all going on about prefabricated decks, but the way they form these decks, so they've got all the shapes in there for the maximum lift of grass. I can't understand what's wrong with a pressed steel deck. So the difference between the two mowers, the most important one everyone thinks about is this one's got a sprung seat, adjustable, hand adjusting, where this one is just a normal seat and it's got bolts underneath so you can slide it backwards and forwards. The drive handles are quite a bit longer on the Ego than on the Husqvarna. The Husqvarna's got a foot brake, where the Husky's got a hand brake, which is absolute crap. It doesn't hold it at all. It's got a foot deck height adjuster, where the Ego's got the hand adjuster. Now the only advantage of the foot adjuster is you can change your deck height while you're on the move. For two, you know, if you're doing grasses at two different heights and you have to keep popping it up and down. I don't see it being an issue doing it by hand at all, because the controls are much stiffer on the Ego than on the Husky, which could be a good thing for keeping it in a straight line, because that thing, when you're going over bumps and your hands are moving, it does wiggle all over the place. So I'm sort of hoping the stiffer controls will be better on the Ego. Obviously the obvious difference is that on the deck there's 4 pulleys on that deck and a belt tensioner, which has seized in the past, and we've had a couple of new pulleys on there where the bearings have gone, and it's got a big pulley coming off the bottom of the engine with the clutch on, and we have had the clutch cable come out before, disengages because it's an electric clutch, which stumps you when it first happens because you don't know what it is. You've got to take it to the shop. But apart from that, they are virtually the same machines. So obviously on the back here you've got the battery compartment for your 6 batteries on the Ego, which replaces the massive engine and the fuel tank. So you can lose a bit of height because you haven't got the fuel cells. Because if you look from the back, it's quite a bit lower. The whole thing's a bit lower, the seat's a bit lower. And now this is the thing that holds my boxes on this mower. The boxes hang on the back, and the only advantage of that is it's the same height as the seat, so you can duck your head down and go under branches, where this is going to be issue in some of my gardens where the Ego boxes are up on the back. Virtually, I think the top of the box is the same height as your head. So I'm going to have to cut around a couple of trees where I would normally do it all with the machine. So you're losing all that weight of that engine. The weight of this is half the weight of that, because most of it's plastic. Got some thin metal which holds all the electrics in there. So where we used to have trouble on this, we've had belts snap because they get hot in the summer, pulleys seize up. You've got to change your fuel filters, oil filters, air filters, keep it fueled up. You've got cables everywhere, throttle cables, you've got linkages all over the place, where we've done away with all of that now with this machine. So hopefully there's less things to go wrong. So it's not the servicing that's the problem, it's things going wrong when you're out working. As you can see, we've got a nice beer can holder there for us English people, and a massive great big drinks holder for the American people. I'm going to quickly here, got a USB connection in there for charging the phone. You've got a phone holder over there, but the issue with this is it's going to fill up with grass. Now, it'll be alright at first, because you used to find that the key holders, when you put your key in, the dust gets down the side of your key, and then your key gets higher and higher and higher until it falls out. So always get a nice big tag on your key when it falls out, so you can find it laying in the grass, or actually attach it to the mower somewhere so when it comes out it's still there. Oh dear. So normal blade activation. We'll have a talk about all the controls and that on here when we get the bagging system, you know, for your blade speed, your running speed, your different modes of steering, which is all a gimmick really, because you just want a standard thing really. All these going mega fast is all a load of crap, because you can't cut grass that fast, not if you want to do a good job. So that was just a quick comparison on the Ego Z6. I'm going to sign off before I make the video too long and boring. Got nice sets of lights on there, which in the UK is all a load of crap really, because we don't cut grass in the dark. When it comes to daylight saving, the grass is starting to get damp in the evenings and we get a lot of rain, so the lights are all a bit of a gimmick really. I won't say any more about that. Anyway, so once I get it up and running with the boxes, I'll do a proper review of what I think of the mower. I think it's going to be pretty good, because they reckon it's the equivalent of a 22 horse. Considering that this was a 17 horse, I should be able to run the power quite low, and it should be alright. Anyway, I'll post this. Cheers guys, bye.